It's currently Tuesday the 8th, 9:40, and I'm about to start my shot list for my movie, which is quite important. We're nearly ready to start, but one of the most important things is organisation, is knowing where you're filming, what scenes you're filming, what time and at what place. So at this precise moment in time, I am just going to take a few hours just to plan that. All the cast and team have been notified about dates already, and it's all been confirmed perfectly. So yeah, organisation is quite important. So setting up what date you're filming on, time, so you can give a specific time of how long the shoot's going to take. I don't really like saying that. I like to give a time, for instance, when everyone is due to turn up on set, but I don't like to have an end time. I have an end time, but it's sort of open because I sort of like to, keep going until we get what we need for that date. So it's quite important. Also knowing what gear you're going to need on what day as well. So for instance, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to give away on the film, but I'm filming in a couple of locations which are public places, which are inside buildings, like a sweet shop for instance. I need to figure out what sort of lighting I need, whether I need a jib, whether I need a slider, tripod, so on and so on. So that's quite important, and then what I do is next to the shot list I will put the date, the time we are meant to get on set, give it about an hour and a half to set up, and then we're good to go. So organising and planning your day is one of the most important things you can do in a film. Short films, same thing, really. Being organised and being precise where you're filming, the gear you need, who needs to be on set, so on and so on. I think it's the most important, especially when you're doing a feature film, because you can't just say, alright lads, do you know what I mean? Turn up at this time at this place and we'll just wing it. That's not going to be very helpful to the director, myself, and the cast, because they're going to come to the location not knowing what they're going to be expected of during that day. So organisation is the key. Now the way I like to lay everything out is as simple as possible. So for instance, I'll have here, as you can see here, I've got the date, I won't show too much, but I've got the date, the days that was doing main shoots, the location of where we're shooting, and the crew that's needed and the cast that's needed, because you don't need the whole cast to be at that shoot if they're not in the scene. So it's best to just keep it sort of light. Now sometimes the cast, if you're working on a small crew, with a small crew like I am, it is good to get as many cast members on set to help out as you can. But in a sense, sometimes cast are doing other personal things in their life, so you don't want to over sort of all that. So you get what you can when you can. You set a start date. I set an end date. For instance, this shoot is one of the shoots is for 9 days straight, and it starts at 3 and it ends up at it finishes at 11:30 at night. But the 11:30 finish time, I don't have that as a definite finish time, because I like to keep going, and I put this in the crew's head as well, until we get what we need to get, because sometimes obviously you're going to end up running over. Things don't always go according to what you put on here. There's always problems that you have to iron out. There's always being delays, a certain practical effect that's not going to work, so you need to figure out how to make it work, so on and so on. Also takes as well. Excuse me. You take, one take, you might have to do it 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 times. So it never always goes according to plan. But knowing where you're at, and having some sort of plan in mind, even if it's for like a 3-minute short film, is a must. It really does help. Also, putting down on paper, you know, what shots you need. Okay, so you think to yourself, right, you know, if I'm filming at a sweet shop, do I need the outside, film the outside of the sweet shop, and just have it sort of organised in sort of layers. So as you do it, you can just mark it off, and if that shot ain't working and then you have to refilm that shot because you're sort of delayed with time, then you know when you go back the next day, right, I haven't done that shot properly, it has to be reshot, so on and so on. I think you get where sort of I'm coming from. So that's why I think, you know, organisation is the key. I've even got times on this sheet for post-production, visual effects, sound, audio mastering, so on and so on. So I'm sort of in essence giving myself some sort of deadlines. So for instance, the edit for the film in general, I've given myself for post-production 3 months to edit it. For a feature film, I think that's sort of a fair sort of time scale you sort of need to get it perfect, because what I like to do is start the edit and then, you know, I don't attack it full on, you know, because sometimes if you attack it full on you can end up with an actual mess. So what I like to do is do as much as I can, have a break from it, come away from it, go back to it the next day and look at it with fresh eyes. So any errors and mistakes you make in the edit, you're going to be able to notice that because you're looking at it with fresh eyes. So going back to what I was saying, I even planned the post-production, the visual effects, and audio and mastering and Foley, all sort of in separate sort of times. So like I just said, you know, looking at the edit on its own, I've given myself 3 months to do the actual edit of the film, and then audio would be, say for instance, another 2 months, and then visual effects, depending on how many visual effects are in the actual film, will take, you know, a couple of months as well. So I'm sort of giving myself a rough time for how long the project's going to take from start to finish, and I can sort of look at that and think, right, you know, the edit, for instance, with the edit, you know, say month 2 of the edit, I like to lock down a trailer. So that's quite important to get a trailer out. So 2 months into the edit, once I'm on the 2nd month, and I've got quite a bit of it in the timeline, quite a bit of it edited, shall I say, that will be the time to pull away from the project and focus on releasing a trailer for the film. So that's even written down there here as well. So a trailer will normally take me professionally about 4 weeks to edit and get perfect, and that'll be a trailer that's about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes long. And you'll probably say, well, Carlo, fucking hell, you know, why does it take you so long to edit a trailer? Well, it's just to get it perfect, really, get it looking the best it can possibly be. You don't want to rush the trailer of a film you're about to release, because the trailer's going to depict what the film's going to be. So if the trailer's rubbish, then people think, Jesus, the film must be absolutely horrendous. So yeah, I just thought I'd come to you with this video. I think it's quite relevant, you know, planning what you need to do and organising as much as you can as possible. Now, there's one thing I haven't done with this feature, and that's I haven't storyboarded it. And the reason why I haven't storyboarded it is because time. I know up here in my head exactly how this film should play out. And you probably think, well, Carlo, yeah, that's a bit, you know, everyone needs to storyboard their project. And I do agree with that. Storyboarding is probably one of the most important things you can do. And I probably will storyboard some of it, especially the difficult stuff. But knowing what you're doing and how you want the shot to pan out and how you want your scenes to pan out, for me, always happens on set. I always get inspiration on set when I'm actually filming. So as long as I get the pacing right and little details like that, I should be good, which is a bit to wing it without storyboarding the film. But at some point before we go and start filming, which is the 2nd of February this year, which is great. Start filming on the 2nd. I can know where I'm at and I can sort of pace everything out the best I can. So yeah, just a little video about organisation in a film. Make sure you write everything down. You know, paper and ink is your best friend when making a film. And if you go into a film without, especially when you've got a crew as big as what I got. I mean, it's not the biggest crew in the world, but we got a, you know, one of the scenes we got about 150 extras in the scene by itself, maybe a little bit less, but it's about 150 people. So you know, going into a shoot with, you know, 150 extras, and you're just stood there and you're thinking, what do I do now? I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to make you look like a numpty, and it's going to make you look very, very unprofessional. But having everything on paper and organised, you're going to be able to think, right, I'm doing this scene now, I know what I'm filming, I know exactly the angles I'm filming, I know what I need to get, and I know what I need to lock down for this particular scene. It's going to make you look a lot more professional, and it's going to make the day go, get what you need to do, done a lot quicker and a lot more professional. So organisation is definitely the key to go when you're making a film, whether it's a feature film, a short film, an animated film, a cartoon, whatever you're doing. Always organise your project and organise your time, because time is very important. The more time you waste figuring things out, the less time you have filming, less time you have making the project reality. But you've got it all on paper and you know exactly what you're doing, you know exactly what you've got to do. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of headaches and a lot of stress. So I hope this little video has been a bit productive for you guys and helped you out with your short film projects and your feature film projects. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, smash that like button for me. That is really, really, really much loved. And if you're not a member, if you're not subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button. That would be fantastic. And as always, I'll definitely catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.